Hi, so I wanted to talk about healing and relationships. And Eckhart Tolle says something really, really profound. I really love it. I think I posted it on here at some point. Basically, relationships are not here to make us happy, they're here to make us conscious. And the one thing that can bring up the most amount of pain in anybody's life is experiencing a relationship that does not have certain reciprocity or that brings up really vulnerable triggers, because especially a romantic relationship will bring up the most vulnerable parts of you, and then you're just left with yourself. Because if you've been kind of offshoring your emotional responsibility of into the relationship and onto the person, and then the person doesn't show up the way that you quote unquote need them to, well, then you're stuck with you. And so then it's, well, how is that relationship? So we could get angry and do all the things with the other person, but what if the whole reason for that situation coming up was so that way you could build up the relationship with yourself, so you could start getting your own back and start taking responsibility for your emotional well-being. Oh, but that feels lonely. Okay, well, people could be in a relationship and feel lonely, and they could be out of a relationship and feel lonely. They could be in a relationship and feel really good. You could be out of a relationship and also feel really, really good. It's not about the external circumstance. It's about the relationship within that you're building. It's the healing. It's the amount of responsibility that you're willing to take in your own life for your own self and your relationship with yourself, and for healing, and especially healing trauma. Okay, so now I'm going to go here. I'm walking through the woods here. Anyway, so healing trauma and healing the dysfunctional thinking and way of being, I believe, is what is going to help raise this. That is what raises consciousness, because when we clear out what is blocking us from experiencing our own souls, like when you clear out, imagine a garden hose that's full of hardened like dirt and stuff, right? Like, what if that was trauma, and that represents dysfunctional behaviors that were picked up as a child because of survival, and all of those ways of being have now clogged up a bit of that garden hose. But once you open the garden, once you clean that out, once you start healing it, once you allow the flow, the divine flow of love, of life energy, of the healing energy that is what is feeding your soul, which is feeding your soul. What I'm really saying is the energy that is feeding your heart and digesting your food and just your life energy. Some people call that God, some people call it universe, some people call it source energy, creator. And I just got a thing in my eye. All right. So, one point. All right. Thank you. Anyway, so my point is that as you heal and as your body feels safe enough, I'm actually in the process of getting certified to be a biodynamic craniosacral therapist, and it is the most incredible work. It just has complemented the life coaching and my energy work so amazingly. I'm getting such a deeper insight onto what is going on in the body, and it's just kind of mind-blowing what's been going on. So when you experience some sort of trauma or something in your body that it doesn't know how to handle, your body's always looking for the health. Okay, it's always looking for, how can we survive whatever this is? And what happens is it kind of holds your body in a way, so that way the rest of your body can survive whatever the thing is that has upset you or has been the trauma. And it's as you do the healing work and as the body is feeling safe enough, that's why in the sessions, it's the practitioner is the one who's holding that safety. So definitely only go to a practitioner that you've got a lot of really good referrals from, or that has a really solid referral. That's always been a rule with me on who I go to. And so it's to be able to have that safety so the body can feel safe enough to heal itself. And as that happens, as you experience that healing, the body then kind of unfreezes itself, and then it allows for more of that divine life flow to flow through it. And the example with the garden hose is it would allow more life, more water to flow through it. It would be kind of like running the water through it and allowing the dirt to kind of melt out and then to just kind of pass through. Ultimately, just to have a really beautiful, clear flow. And so that's what we want. We want to experiencing that. We're going to experience pain, but the suffering, when they say suffering is optional, yeah, until you decide that you want to go into the healing work, that you want to actually allow yourself to feel and to allow to let go and to love parts of you that you haven't, to retrain our brains to work for you. I'm using like us and you, and I understand, like I'm like hearing myself. So I guess I'm saying, if it's for yourself, like to make a decision that you want to actually be willing even to explore another way of living that could feel better. Like it is possible. Sometimes situations pile up and they pile up and they pile up because we become this point of attraction. So trauma builds on itself. I know that because that was my life. So, but it also, once we're willing to get the help that we need, like God will come up, like life energy will come forth and create a path, because that's what it does. It creates life. It wants health. So anyway, so those are my thoughts for today. I hope you've benefited from it, and I'll talk to you soon.